Welcome back to episode 4 of the Xelik podcast. We are your hosts, Noah and Zane, and today we've got some exciting discussion around the new year, around hitting your fitness goals, and one thing that's been on my mind recently that I wanted to talk about is the biggest reason that people don't hit their fitness goals on their own. What do you think that biggest reason is in terms of being the type of person who gets in shape on their own and being the type of person who isn't in shape on their own? Like, do you think it's a knowledge thing? Do you think it's an accountability thing, or what do you think?
Um, I think it's threefold. One, accountability. Just having someone else that's in the race with you makes you perform better, whether it's competition or support, whether that's a coach or someone that you go to the gym with. I think accountability makes a huge difference. The second part of it is education. So knowing like the best foods to eat, the best workouts to do, and like being more effective with what you're currently doing and like doing it correctly. And then lastly is knowing what you don't know. So like learning new things, and I think that also comes with a coach and someone, some mentor of some sort to help guide you. But constantly learning, and like if you're doing it on your own, you're not really as likely to learn. I mean, you will learn, but it might not be at the same rate as what you would if you had a coach or if you were doing it with someone who was knowledgeable in the area.
Yeah. Do you think that there's a single biggest reason out of those three that you just mentioned?
I think it varies on person to person, but I think the biggest one is, like some people need to be held accountable, but some people are just doing completely wrong stuff. I think if you can hold yourself accountable, you're more likely to succeed. You can be doing the wrong things, but if you're consistent, at least you're doing the wrong things consistently. So I think the accountability side is probably like the hardest one for most people, and I think that's where the support of a friend or a coach or someone else will help the most. But for other people, they're going to the gym all the time. They're just doing the wrong things. They're doing endless cardio, or they're doing like, crazy workouts, or unbeneficial workouts, and that doesn't get them good results.
100%. Yeah, I agree. Because I was thinking that we don't live in an age where knowledge is the problem, because all of the information in the world is readily available at our fingertips. But I think the biggest thing that people struggle with is the implementation of the knowledge. And even if there are some hidden things that you need to incorporate in the gym, for example, or with your nutrition that most people just don't know. For example, two people could be doing the same exact workout program, but if one is lifting the weight up and down like this and they're just moving the weight just to move the weight, versus somebody who is holding it for 3 seconds on the way down, pausing at the bottom for a second, coming to the top, squeezing their chest, their triceps for a second, I think that their results will be night and day different. And people don't know that controlled tempo and progressive overload and things like that. They might hear the term progressive overload, but they don't actually know what that looks like in the gym. How much weight should I be adding every single week? Should I be adding weight every single week, or should I not? When is the right time to add weight? Things like that.
Yeah, it's there's knowing what to do. There's doing things, and there's doing things well, and not a lot of people do things well, especially when it comes to fitness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
I kind of have a question, somewhat similar, but what is one thing that everybody could do to be healthier?
I would say sunlight, going outside more. I think that's the simplest thing that you can do. Going outside, getting sunlight, going for a walk, regardless of the time of day, is the absolute simplest thing that a person could do every single day to benefit every aspect of their life. It's going to benefit your mood. It's going to benefit your energy levels. You're going to burn calories. So one, your heart rate's going to get up, which is just makes you feel better. And then also you're going to get sunlight, which is good for your eyes too, intake, and then also vitamin D. And I think as simple as going for a 5-minute walk first thing in the morning when you wake up, hydrate, drink some electrolytes, walk outside, get sunlight for 5 minutes, and then work for a few hours, eat lunch, go for a 5-10 minute walk after that when you start to feel drowsy. And man, what that will do for your productivity and your energy levels throughout the day is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if you said these, but I'll double down on the walking and part of it specifically when you're getting sunlight. Your digestion improves just from walking. Part of digestion is movement and walking. Our hips and our digestive tract function better when we walk and digest food that way. And then also your circadian rhythm is improved a lot from general activity, but also just knowing when the sun's up, when the sun's down. We've been evolved to know when to go to bed based upon when the sun's there or not. So telling your body that the sun's there, to your point, getting sunlight in your eyes and like getting exposure to the sun first thing in the morning. Hey, the sun's out, let's get going. And when it's gone and the sun's down, getting no sunlight and no light in general helps a lot.
100%. Yeah. Morning hydration, taking a 5-minute walk first thing in the morning, creatine as well, and then waiting 60 to 90 minutes to consume caffeine has probably been the single best thing I've ever done for my energy levels.
Yeah, helps a lot.
Yeah. I have all of my clients implementing it now. They love it.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
Yeah. What do you think is the most underrated food? Let me rephrase that. Yeah, what do you think is the most underrated food for your health?
I'm going to say the most underrated because people don't realize how versatile it is and they look at it as just a breakfast food. I'm going to say eggs. Eggs can go with almost any meal. What's that?
You're a huge on eggs.
I'm a big egg guy, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to just be a breakfast food. Like, I eat eggs with my lunch, with my dinner. Like, I use it as sauce. Like, you can make it over easy, and the yolk will be a nice sauce to sauce up your meal so you're not dousing it in ranch or ketchup or mayo and all that stuff. It adds protein to almost everything. It's nature's multivitamin. You're going to get all kinds of nutrients from it just because it's the egg yolk itself is insanely nutritious. And it tastes great. You can make them in multiple ways, and you can switch up the flavor. I mean, some people say they get tired of eggs, but you can just make them scrambled versus an omelet versus over hard versus hard boiled, like all this stuff. And then if you want to add some, spice into it, throw some spices on it, like salt, pepper, turmeric, different seasonings. You can make them taste really good, and like they're by far the most versatile food. You can literally just take them with you, like hard boiled, as like a travel snack or whatever. If your stomach allows, you can eat them raw if you really want to. But they're definitely the most versatile food that I think people sleep on a lot. They're very readily available for everybody.
Follow-up question: do you think it's acceptable to open a bag of hard-boiled eggs on a plane?
I don't think it's. I think you should try to avoid opening anything smelly, doing anything that involves bad smells in an enclosed area.
I remember old business partner would open packs of tuna on planes. And I told somebody about that, and they were like, yeah, I saw this person eating a pack of tuna on the plane. It smelled so bad, and they were freaking out. I was like, oh, yeah, I would never do that, but
yeah,
I probably would, actually.
I got called out at my first big boy job at Sandhills. I would bring my own lunch to work every day, and it would always be tuna. Or I'd bring my own breakfast to work because I'd wake up at like 4 a.m. and like get there at 5. And I'd bring tuna for breakfast. And so I'd open a can of tuna, I'd eat it, and I'd throw it in the trash. And people started complaining that the break room started smelling bad because of the tuna cans were always in there. And so they said I can't.
Tuna for breakfast is heinous.
Yeah, well, I had Subway for lunch, so I was like, well, I just need something that smells. I was in college too, so I was buying like the giant packs of them, and that was breakfast.
Yeah, for sure. Just the cheapest quality source of protein that you can get.
Cheapest, versatile. Maybe that's one of the most underrated is tuna.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good second.
In college, my go-to meal when I lived in the fraternity house was an Annie's microwavable mac and cheese and a tuna packet. or a minute rice pack, and then dump some tuna in it.
That's like the bodybuilder version of ramen noodles in college.
100%. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're on the ramen noodle diet, but we care about protein.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Last question for you. Your favorite type of people to coach and why?
My favorite type of person to coach and why. My favorite type of person to coach is somebody that is successful in other aspects of their life but does not feel that their fitness is a reflection of the success that they feel in other aspects of their life. So usually those people are going to the gym in some capacity, they're trying to eat healthy, they just don't really know what that looks like, you know. And so they're my favorite person. They're my favorite type of person to coach because of the fact that they're already showing up. They've already built a habit, and so that's such a tough thing for some people, right? Just the mental hurdle of getting through the gym doors consistently, time and again, is just a really hard thing for people to do. So if somebody's already doing that, just as simply as just a simple action like going to the gym multiple times per week, just in the not seeing the results that they think they should be getting for the work that they're already putting in, that's my favorite type of person to work with. Because then they just need the roadmap and they need the education. And I have several clients like that who they don't just get in really good shape. Like I have a client, David, who I've been coaching for 2 years. He's one of my favorite clients that I work with. And the reason being, he's a very, very successful guy, and he just wanted to see his abs for the first time. And so we got to the point where he saw his abs and he was shredded, and he's like, all right, now I want to put on a bunch of muscle. And then, you know, the goalpost just changes, and then he still wants help. He still wants the accountability, and he just, you know, sees that it's valuable to have time on the calendar and have a system in place to be getting better in terms of the way that he looks, the way that he feels. And then once you achieve that goal, then you can start to, like right now we're working on optimizing his household products, you know, and phasing out artificial fragrances and plastic and, you know, different things like that just to optimize his health. And so I really love going through that whole journey with people, not just, all right, we're going to see abs and then see ya. It's, all right, we're going to see abs and now, hey, I want to be this level of shredded, but I want to have 15 pounds more muscle. So we're going to work on that for some time. Okay. Now I'm going on a trip. Now I want to get a little bit, down on body fat, and I have this health thing going on. So I want to optimize this. And, I just love being on that journey with people.
I like it.
Yeah. Who's your favorite type of person to coach?
My favorite type of people to coach as of lately, I've been coaching a couple. My favorite type of person to coach as of lately has been couples. I didn't think I would actually enjoy it as much as I am, but fitness trickles into all aspects of your life, and if you're a couple who is looking to improve your life in any way, especially relationship, doing hard things together is a great way to improve your relationship. And there's a lot of science or studies that show couples who are on a health journey together and like focus on the same goal are much more likely to stay together. And it's the true for the opposite, where if one person's on the goal but the other's not, their divorce rate even spikes, or like their relationship is most likely to break. And so I've noticed a lot of profound impacts throughout couples' lives just through benefiting their health. They're also super fun to work with. I learned a bunch from them. They learned a bunch from me, so it's a fun trade-off. And they're definitely my favorite type of client to be working with lately.
Mm-hmm. You know the divorce rate on couples that pray together?
It's like less than 2%. It's like really low.
You know the national average?
Of divorce?
Mm-hmm.
Like 60%.
Yeah, insane.
I did hear one time though, that the divorce rate is so high because of specific culprits. It's the same stat as repeat offenders of people who like commit the most type of crime. Like certain demographics, it's not because of like, oh, they're this race or this age or from this location or whatever. It's usually because of repeat offenders, where like this amount of crime is coming from this specific type of person, but it's because that type of person is doing it over and over and over again. It's the same thing with divorce. I read a stat that said it's because of repeat offenders. It's not so high that, 6 in 10 people get divorced. It's that of all the marriages that exist, 60% of them end in divorce because there's so many people who get divorced and constantly keep getting divorced, and they don't stay married. And so like I'm pretty sure your stats of like getting divorced if you've been divorced once are like astronomical. Like, and if it's twice, it's like almost guaranteed you'll get divorced a third time. And it's like that's another thing about the couples. It's like you're benefiting your relationship more. But I thought that was crazy to hear too.
Yeah, we're creatures of habit.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 4 of the Xelik podcast, and we will catch you in the next one.
Peace.